Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Nice to see you guys. I am sorry for my lateness. I am sorry. Matthias, so my oldest had his party today, graduation, and he was gone off onto a boat, and they were supposed to be back by 8:30, but they were not. They were back by like 9. And so here we go. Hold on just a second. What's up?
Le chien me dérange.
Il est pas dans sa cage?
Oui, je sais, mais il dérange. Il jappe.
Ok, mais non, ça va être correct, il va arrêter, Mathias.
Ok.
Tout va bien. Inquiète-toi pas.
Travail.
À tantôt, merci. Alrighty, so here we go. So, hello, my beautiful Lilith. How are you? And now, well, I might have a little bit of interruptions because I have a few of Matthias's friends who are coming on over to spend the night. So, yeah, here we go. Let's go on forward with it. So DM, you are first, my love. Whenever you are ready, please do post your question. I am here and I am listening to you. I'm pretty sure I already know what your question is, but hey, I'm listening if you're ready. I'm open, I'm ready. All right, here we go. I do also have Jasmine who's going to be after DM. Let me just put a little bit of a listy list over here. So Jasmine is after DM. Then I'm going to go and see Julie, and we're going to go and see Mimi. So that is a list that we have at the moment. All right, my loves. Hold on, sweetie pies. Oui, allô? Allô? Est-ce que tu veux parler avec Mathias? Oui. Ah, certainement. Tu as juste attendu que Mathias va t'ouvrir la porte. Moi, je suis dans mon bureau. OK. À tantôt. Bye. C'est Tom. Il s'en vient.
Ok. Tom arrive.
All right, here we go. Another party boy arriving to my house. Alrighty, so... Hello, High Priestess, sweetie. Nice to see you, sweet one. High Priestess, I've got you, but I do have to say you are going to be on up after probably in about 15 minutes or so, okay? And here we go for DM. All right. Okay, so DM. So, do you guys have any problems with the stream? Is the stream weird for anybody? We shall definitely leave you a timestamp, sweetie pie. All right. Is the connection better for everybody? Because it was weird. Now it's good. It was orange. Orange is never all that good. But now it seems to be good. All right. Thank you, love. So DM, here we go. What do you need to look forward to into the following or be careful of? Warnings are also good. I'm just going to take off one of my sweaters and we're going to go and see. All right. Thank you, DM. Thank you, Hanson. All right. We do have our Three of Pentacles reversed. We do also have our King of Cups. We also have our Knight of Pentacles, followed out by our King of Pentacles and the Hermit. Okay, sweetie pie, be careful for your emotions this week. All right, too many emotions, going a little bit too much high up, too many things actually happening. I want you to be careful for the emotions. I need you to move forward with an idea also. I need you to move forward with a plan. It could be a project. It has to do with work. So let's say there's something that you've been wanting to either say or do. This week is going to be the good time to do it. But always make sure that you keep yourself at somewhat of an emotional distance from the other people that are surrounding you at work. I don't necessarily feel like the people that are surrounding you at work at this moment are necessarily people who want to collaborate all that much. I feel like it's a little bit more of a sketchy kind of a thing. So I will say, collaboration over here, not too much, okay? It's more you, yourself, and I, or me, myself, and I is what we say. So you do you. You bring on forth your ideas. Other than that, I want you to be careful, emotionally speaking, not to get too close to people, not to become either, not just necessarily to get too close, but sometimes we become emotionally available or we kind of open on up within our emotions. I do want you to be careful for that. Other than that, I do have over here our King of Pentacles, and I also do have our Hermit. This is a really good time for you to get out of your zone a little bit more. I feel like your energy is more of an energy, which is interesting because there's a contrast. Your energy is one of wanting to kind of collaborate, wanting to be a little bit more with other people, but at the same time, I feel like there's a barrier and it's not quite happening. So I'm going to say, be careful for relations with people at work. That being said, there's nobody doing anything bad towards you, all right? There's nothing bad happening. Nobody's doing anything bad towards you in any kind of a way. So I'm going to say, do not worry about that. You, yourself, you need to take a little bit of a break. You need to take a little bit of you need to take a voyage is what you need to do. That's what you need to do. A break and a voyage, I feel, would be good. Now, the voyage can be going away for 3-4 hours. It could be going to a beach. It could be going to a different town, but really just doing something different that's going to switch up your energies. I don't see any fights. I don't see any conflicts. However, I do have to say that I do feel as though there is a male energy. I feel like it's a man, so I will say a male energy within a man because a woman can have male energy also. I feel like this is a man who... Do you see your boss all that often? Or is your boss very present? I just feel like there's an energy around you of an older person at work who can be a little bit domineering and who's a little bit secretive. But I don't feel like they're bad. I don't feel like they're doing something bad towards you or anything of the such. I just feel like they're a little bit secretive into their ways of doing things. So I do want you to be a little bit careful for that, my love. Does that make any sense to you, sweetie pie? And as usual, if you want to add anything whatsoever, please do so, my love. You can add it by email. You can add it here. Or if you've got nothing, you've got nothing. It's entirely up to you. That does make sense. You do know who that person is. Okay, so be a little bit careful for that person is what I'm going to say, sweetie pie. Yeah. Now, in the meanwhile, I'm going to go and see Jasmine. But DM, if you have anything, you let me know. And I'll let you know. I'll come back in and I'll let you know. All right? Hi, Elaine Tat. How are you doing, sweetie? All right, let's go and see over here. Our beautiful Jasmine. Are you here, sweetie? You don't sound good. You don't sound good, my beautiful Jasmine. Here we go for Jasmine. So, he asked you for an email to send you a gift, but you told him it's okay. Only if they want to. And you gave him your email. Okay, all right. Well, well, let's go and see. So you had a good day, my love. You did. Okay, hold on. So I am currently with Jasmine. I am currently not looking into the chat, so please do forgive me. I am reading Jasmine's. Wait, that is email 2. There's an email 1. There's an email 1. Email 1. Oh, that's part 2. Part 1. All right, let's start with part 1. Why don't we? Yeah, let's do things in a row. Okay, so let's go with part 1 to begin with, and then we'll go to part 2. Thank you for letting me know. I saw the first one. I thought it was just a different part of a different part, but the same thing. Ha! Good thing you told me. All right. All right, hold on. Question number 1. What were, well, question number 1, email number 1. So when you told him it was your last work year. All right. Getting over here, the Star, getting over here, the Empress, getting our Knight of Pentacles, followed over here, and followed over there, followed by the Emperor. All right, sweetie, I'm actually going to say I kind of feel like he generally was caught off guard. Like if the news hit a little bit harder than what he actually expected. And I feel like there was some sadness, but also kind of emotional pause that was there, that was within him. It's a little bit like almost like when he realized this might be the last meaningful interaction between the both of you. He didn't expect it to feel it as deeply as he did into that moment. There's a quiet admiration that is within it also, and there's that subtle, beautiful little appreciation that he's there and that he's held for you that he hasn't really even spoke about. So I feel like your presence brought, yes, lightness. I feel like hearing that you're leaving created a subtle or emotional void for him. One that I feel he's not quite going to process right away, but he's going to be processing later on. All right. What did, in question number 2, this has to do with the red outfit, which I have to say, bravo for picking red. Well, just because it's one of my favorite colors. Okay. So what did, think about the red outfit? All right. Honestly, I feel as though he noticed everything. I feel like the red made it bold, made an unforgettable statement. And to him, it just radiated confidence. Beauty, undeniable, I'm going to say power, So he's likely, or he likely kind of thought that you looked really quite stunning, even a little, the word I'm looking for is ethereal, or a little bit out of reach. So you were symbolizing and showing out passion, a little bit of closure, but also a lot of magnetism. So into your case, I feel like it carried all three. And it just left an impression that he is going to remember you exactly into that kind of a way. What did Gigi think of the way you looked today? What did he think of the way that you looked today? Here we go. So the way that you actually look today, I'm going to say, I feel as though Gigi noticed also, even if he tried not to react. It was a little bit different onto his side. I feel like there was intrigue, and I feel like there was something about the red that kind of sparked a shift into his energy, like it woke something up in him. And I feel like he likely felt a little bit of that mix of, yes, admiration, yes, a little bit of discomfort, because you looked so unapologetically, I will say, yeah, beautiful and more powerful than usual. And I feel like that put him face to face with what he can't control or access anymore. So you were into your full beauty queen power, my love, and that made him feel both a little bit drawn, but also a little bit unsure. Why was Gigi looking at you from a distance before you approached the lady? So why was Gigi looking at you from a distance before you approached the lady? Again, I'm not looking at the chat, love, so I'm going to come back into the chat in just a moment, okay? I'm just concentrating on Jasmine's questions at this moment. Okay, your answer for this one is going to be the following. By the way, MZ is up next. Then I think I'm going to go and see High Priestess, followed out by Mimi, but you can keep the list the way that it is, Juan-san. I feel like that moment held a lot of weight, actually. Even though he was in conversations with somebody else, I feel like his attention was still kind of scanning for you. And when he saw you, there was that moment of quiet observation, part curiosity, part longing. It's like if he was caught into that reflective loop on watching how others just kind of interacted with you, maybe even wondering how he fits into your world now or doesn't, right? So I'm going to say you being with that lady, especially in such a heartfelt kind of a way, made you even more human and more magnetic into his eyes altogether. Did Gigi notice when you cried? All right, love. There's no doubt about it, okay? Did we notice? We did. We did. Even if we didn't necessarily visibly react, he did feel it. I feel like there was a shift into the energy around you that he picked up on. And he might have a little bit kind of glanced your way and seen a little bit your expression or body language kind of soften. And he may not actually have understood exactly what happened, but your vulnerability into that moment touched him into a quiet way. So deep down, he did feel something that stirred within him. And I'm going to say maybe even a little bit of guilt or a little bit of wistfulness. So seeing you kind of moved into that kind of a way. Now I'm going to go into the second one, all right? I'm going to go and make sure everything is hunky-dory over here. And I believe it is. Alrighty. Number 4 is Italiano, not Gigi as Italiano for question 4. Question 4 and 5 are Italiano. Question 4 and 4 are wrong. It's Italiano, not Gigi. Italiano, not Gigi. So your question was, why did Italiano look at you from a distance? Or why is Gigi? Or are you correcting what's into the second email? Okay, so both questions are wrong. Okay. So, question number 4. Why was the Italian looking at you from a distance before you approached the lady? All right. What I'm going to say over here is this. Why was Italiano looking at you from a distance before you approached the lady? Honestly, I feel like there was still a lot of curiosity. I'm going to say a side of you that we had not necessarily seen or not necessarily noticed all that much. I feel like it was fair. I feel like it was sweet. I feel like you were moving on forward into a good way. He saw a soft side of you. He saw a side that he did not usually see, because usually maybe you're a little bit more into that mode of being by yourself, doing your own things, moving within your own things. And I don't know, he just kind of saw it as being something that is nice and something that is sweet. So he saw a side of you that was different, but he saw like a tenderness and a sweetness that was towards it. So did Italian notice when you cried? Did Italiano notice when you cried? Italiano did notice that there was something that was going on, no doubt about it. He saw the sadness, but didn't necessarily want to move on forward to go and explore or to see what it was. Probably because we didn't want to make you feel like it was an uncomfortable kind of moment or anything to such. So we just kind of left it that way. But did he notice? I will say yes. No doubt about it. All right, let's go on up. Over here. So will they keep in touch with you even if they don't send a gift? All right, we're going to go and see. All right. So will they keep in touch with you even if they don't send a gift? Honestly, Not necessarily. There might be a connection once or twice, but then I feel like things are going to kind of fall on through into a certain normality where I don't really feel like there's going to be a connection. I feel like the idea is to send a gift. I feel like even if we do not, then we will definitely end up reaching on out maybe once, maybe twice, but then I'm going to say it's going to dissipate. So you are somebody that they do respect, and you are somebody that they do appreciate. And that feeling, it does linger. It is there, but I feel as though there will be somewhat a little bit of a disconnection. Question number 2. This is in second email, quiet version. Okay. We do have the tower moment that is there, that is showing itself. So there's absolutely no doubt about it that we do have over here some disappointment. I feel like there's going to be a little bit of surprise. I feel like there's going to be a little bit of confusion. I feel like it's going to kind of a little bit hit him unexpectedly, if you will. A little bit like if he misses that chance to say something or to kind of finish up what needs to be finished. So I feel like there could be a bit of pride that kind of keeps him from reacting outwardly. But deep down inside this person, there's no doubt that they are going to be feeling that absence, especially during that, if you will, Monday celebration. So I'm going to say your energy is definitely not going to go unnoticed. It's definitely going to create somewhat of some, I'm going to say, like, I almost want to say like it's going to create some type of, ripples into some kind of a way. Anyways, it's not going unnoticed. And question number 3. Question number 3. I'm going to try to answer as best as I can here, my love, and to the most, I'm going to say your question number 3, the answer is yes, but unintentionally. I feel like the energy was there. I feel like it did affect the timeline. I feel like this person verbalized somewhat of an ending, and I kind of feel like it echoed a little bit out through space. So yes, that kind of repetition can definitely carry those type of frequencies, especially when the energy around the workplace is already there and it's already a little bit unstable. But it was not done into a malicious kind of a way or into a deliberate kind of a way. But I'm going to say your intuition is actually quite spot on into this one. So there was somewhat of a weird vibe. I feel like your energy felt a little bit pulled into. So yeah, I will say yes onto that one. Question number 4, how's the job search going to go starting mid-July? Up next is Julie. Thank you everybody for waiting so patiently. So how's the job search going to start? How's it going to go starting mid-July? I feel like your break is actually kind of perfectly timed into a certain way. I feel like your energy needs to rest, to recharge, and kind of realign. I feel like by mid-July, the energy feels a little bit more open, although I don't necessarily feel like it is a forward movement yet. I feel like there's energy around new opportunities that are a little bit slightly different from the last role that you had, but I do feel like you're going to come across something that is unexpected. So I will say probably somewhat of a referral. It could also be a random lead. So I need you to trust the flow. The key over here is do not rush it. You're being guided towards something that is more fitting for you emotionally and mentally. I will say definitely some type of tracks onto where you should go and what you should do, but nothing quite concrete happening yet. And a general energy for July. July feels like there's healing. July feels like we're integrating a lot of different elements put on through together. I feel like you're choosing a chapter with grace, even if it's was a little bit messy at the end. I feel like there's space now for more clarity, for more nurturing of yourself, and something that is more deep. So even spiritually. There's also a bit, I'm going to say, of social renewal, whether that's reconnecting with old friends or family or new faces. There's going to be a little bit more into your feelings at times, but overall, I'm going to say the month is actually going to bring towards you, yes, some balance, yes, some self-trust, and yes, some glimpses of exciting possibilities for that week. Absolutely, my love. Absolutely, sweetie pie. Don't worry about it. I got you. I got you, Jasmine. All right. Thank you. A third question here. I like the way you put it. All right, my love. Okie dokie. So I'll be with you in a few moments. Okay, my beautiful Jasmine. Into the meanwhile, we're going to go and see MZ. Then we're going to go and see High Priestess, followed out by Mimi. And I'll check out the list at the very same time, see if anything else is happening on through. Alrighty. So here we go. Just 1 second. We're going to put a timestamp. All right. Okie dokie. And voila. And here's Julie. And there's my beautiful goddess. Let me make sure that I only have 2 times for Julie. And I have 1, 2 on 2 times. So first timestamp is going to be over here at 34 minutes and 30 seconds. And okay, what can we kid do to kick his bonbon? I know, right? I want to kick his bonbon too. Okay, so let's just go over here. I'm going to go and get your second donation, my beautiful Julie. Okay. So this is the first one, and the second one is right over here. So High Priestess is next, my loves, followed out by Mimi. So High Priestess, let me know if you are here. Oh, you forgot about the lovey-dovey thoughts. Yeah, you forgot actually twice this week. But I thought that maybe you didn't really want them. Maybe you wanted to switch things up. I don't know. All right, okay, hold on. I'm hot. Since the boys are doing parties, I closed my door for the air conditioning, but now I'm friggin' hot. Okay, here we go. So, I changed a piece of clothing. It's less hot. Here we go, Julie. Question number 1. I'd like to keep you guys updated on what I'm doing so you don't wonder. So what are we going to do to kick his bonbon? What are we going to do to kick that bonbon? How are we going to kick it? How are we going to kick it? La 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 la. So we want to give his bonbon. What we really want to do is give his bonbon a little magical nudge. That's really what we want. Okay, so we're going to want to do this with power. We're going to want to do it with precision. So things that you can do to include into your whisperings. Yes, you always do have the bay leaves, no doubt about it. Different type of whisperings that you could actually say and do. Okay. I'm not going to mention it here because it is a working, and I could, but then you'll forget about it and you'll have to come back over here to listen to it. So, I'm going to send it right away. To your email, what you need to say. Okay. So I'm going to send that on out. I'm also going to give you different type of ideas, but those ones I can actually say right away for you. What you would actually like to do with the bay leaves, I'm gonna send it out right away. So you're already going to receive what it is that you need to say into your manifestations. All right, that is sent out towards you. Now, within the bay leaves, what you can do is you can write different things like he opens up emotionally and takes action now. He chooses me with confidence and clarity. His fear dissolves. His love leads. And you can burn them one by one, or you can even, tomorrow, actually, tomorrow, not Friday. If you want to do onto the Friday is going to be perfect because Friday is known as the Venus day. So if you do it onto the Venus day, it's even better because it has to do with love. It's going to maximize your energy. So you can do one bay leaf for each. So he opens up emotionally, takes action now, chooses me with confidence and clarity, and his fear dissolves and his love leads. That being said, they can be put into your own words. The more it reflects who you are, the best it is. You can burn one at a time, or you can burn them all 3 together, my sweet love, onto Friday. That's going to be something fantastic to do. All right. So, other than that, wait, hold on. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do within the workings. The whisperings I sent, the bay leaves I sent. Other than that, it's pretty much what we can do, my love. You have to keep on being into the position that you are into. Therefore, you have to keep staying where you're at. You have to keep letting him take the lead, because whenever you start taking the lead, he starts falling apart. Not apart, but he kind of starts falling away. We don't want him to do that. So we need to continue doing what we're doing. Like I said today into the reading, even if he is not reaching out, even if he is not speaking right away, his energy is with you at 1,000,000%. So he is still there. He is still with you. He is still wanting. He is still working onto himself. He's still battling those fears. So we're not losing anything. We're just not seeing something. So we cannot see it as a battle that we have to start from scratch. We have to see it from a battle that is already ongoing. We just want to give it a little nudge. Now let's get a little bit more into the lovey-dovey. Lovey-dovey. High Priestess is next. What do we got into the lovey-dovey? All right. I feel like for the moment, what he truly wants to say to you is the following. You're like the only one who sees through him, who really, really sees through him. Even in silence, there's that quiet little awe, and he just feels how deeply you understand him. And I know that within his heart and within his soul, he feels like that is rare, and that sticks around with him. He also wants you to know that he misses your energy. He misses your warmth. He misses the realness of who you are. And that nobody else has ever come close as much as you has. Seriously. So he may not necessarily say it, but his presence is there and is missing you. From what I can really see that is very, very strong is that he wants you to know that you're so beautiful. Just by being yourself, the way that you are. That's it. That's all. You're just pure beauty to him. My beautiful, you let me know if there's anything else I can do for you. But please do know that underneath that silence, like I said, underneath those moments where you feel like there is uncertainty or delays, he is there. He is feeling you. He's adoring you. He's whispering your name within his heart. He's stubborn as heck, but he loves you. You're always there into his mind. Always. Okay, hold on. Let's go and see over here our beautiful friend. Let's go see our beautiful high priestess. How are you doing, my beautiful high priestess? If you're even here, are you around? Or are you, love? Okay, I do not necessarily see you here, so I'm going to say we're going to put you a timestamp, and I'm going to go and get your questions. So, timestamp you shall have, my love. Mimi is going to be on up next, and then we're going to go back and see Jasmine for the third round. And I just got your third round at this moment, my beautiful. You are a quick typer. You are. Okay. Just 1 second. Buffering. Is anybody else buffering? Okay, I have High Priestess at 44:30. All right. Okay, thank you, Lilith. Thank you. Because I have an excellent connection. I was just wondering. Yeah, I just got your last email, sweetie. Okay, if it's just you, Hanson, it's all right. That's all right. I know that you're good. If it's just one person, I'm not too worried. If it's a consensus, it's a problem. Yeah. Alrighty. So, High Priestess, your question is the following. Let's go over here. You're concerned and anxious. I get that. I do. Okay. You went to talk. Okay. Hmm. I'll do both of them, okay, High Priestess? I don't usually do those. I don't. I don't. And I'm always going to say, but you already know. So whatever it is that I'm going to say to you, my beautiful, the doctor's always going to do best, okay? So take it as it is and do what you want. Take it as it is. Listen to what I have to say, but always consult your doc before anything, all right? That's what I'm going to say in regards to that, but I will try to answer that, okay? So here we go. And I'm going to add on in because I kind of don't necessarily count that one on in as a question, although it is a question, is not really, because I'm answering, but I'm not giving no guarantees onto it. So here we go. All right. So, first of all, it's normal. I would say don't be anxious, but you would still be. You're waiting for clarity, and you'll probably a little bit stressed until that moment. Okay. So, what you need to know is that you are being watched over and everything is okay. All right. Your body is speaking to you. There's no doubt about it. I feel like whatever it is, I feel like it's very manageable, and I feel like it is very temporary. And I feel like it is something that's going to have to be treated though. All right. I'm not going to say the C word because it's an ugly word, and I don't believe that's what it is. I feel like your body's trying to regulate in different kind of ways. I need you to trust your intuition with all of this, right? But I'm going to say to you and to this one, I kind of feel like whatever it is, like I said, I don't believe it has anything to do with the C. I don't believe it has to do with any weird diseases in any kind of a way. Whatever it is, I feel as though there is, it's like there's something with your cells. It's like a cell anomaly, something of the such, that is creating various different type of symptoms. So I'm going to say that it could possibly be the cell anomaly, which often comes in various forms. Sometimes they're a little bit stronger and sometimes they kind of go away. There's no real great explanation. Well, there's a few explanations, but it'll end up going away onto its sweet own if that's what it is. Other than that, there could be like little like polyps of some sort, which I do not believe have any reference again to the C word, because I know that they can be related to that, but they can also not be. So I'm going to say that's what I feel that it is. It is one of those two things. That being said, in both cases, one goes out by itself and the other one is very treatable. Usually it is burnt or removed in some sort of way, but nothing big. So I feel as though you're okay. I don't feel like there's anything bad happening. So keep me posted, sweetie, and try to be as less stressed as you possibly can be throughout the process. Although I know it's easier said than done. Let's go and look at a little bit at your general, sweetie pie. Up next is Mimi and Jasmine. All right. So what do we have for you? Okay. The Six of Cups followed by our Queen of Wands, also getting over here, Two of Pentacles on the Star. So, my love, my answer for you is going to be the following. You're searching. You're searching and you're searching and you're searching. You're going to end up getting some type of help or some type of collaboration. And I know it makes sense because you are working, I think, on different things. You're working a lot of things, but there's something having to do with one of your friends, but there's something having to do with your mom. And you're working through this. The only thing I'm going to say over here is I do have our Queen of Wands who's being nice and strong and proactive and moving forward. So I need you to continue to move on forward into your project so you end up getting what it is that you desire and that you ultimately want. You have a lot of dreams, you have a lot of wishes, you have a lot of wants, but at the very same time, you have like all these things that you want, but you're very tired. You're tired of juggling. You're tired of the instability. Your energy is one of, I'm tired of this crap. I don't want this no more. I want something stable. I want to be happy. I want to move on forward into my passionate job or into a paint. Like, you want to move on forward. This is what you're looking for. And it's not necessarily what you're getting over here. So you just kind of feel always like you're struggling. You're always trying to be at the very first of where you want to be because that's where you should be, because you have everything that you need to be able to be there, but it's just not coming yet because it's not quite the right time. And I feel like there is a need to focus. Sometimes when we have a lot of different ideas, they're all good, and it's good to knock at a million different kind of doors. But sometimes it is a question of not putting enough time into one single project to move on forward. So be a little bit careful with that. And be careful, there's somebody that you might end up having somewhat of a conflict with. The conflict, I believe, is coming from an older lady, so I'm going to say probably your mom. And I will leave you an angel message, my sweetie. Angel message for you, my love. Alrighty. All right. Your angels are surrounding you with love and protection right now. They are gently guiding you towards peace. Trust that everything is unfolding in divine timing. Even if you cannot see the full picture yet, you are never alone. You are always supported. Healing and clarity are already making their way to you. All right. Mimi. Let's do this in just 1 second. That is part 3. This is this. That is that. That is that. Okay. Mimi, you're just into my PayPal from what I can see. Just one little moment. And here's Mimi. You dreamed of him yesterday. Oh, sweetie pie. Oh, Jasmine, you're next. No, your reading has not been done. You're next, my love. Thank you, Lila, sweetie. So, Mimi, you are going to be at 55 minutes. Jasmine, you are on up next. So, you dreamed of him yesterday, but you can't remember much just looking at his face in your dream. He feels empty, restless. Okay. Let's go and see. Okay. And here we go for Mimi. All right. Your dream, my love. And the list is still okay for everybody, all right? The list that you have at this moment, my dear Juanson, is the correct one, sweetie pie. All right, beautiful Mimi, this is what I'm going to say. Your dream is definitely reflecting his emotional state. You picking up on him feeling empty and restless and unhappy and tired is very much aligned with the energy that's been showing on up lately, because he is emotionally drained. And honestly, a big part of that comes from the environment that he's into. There's no emotional depth or nourishment where he is at this moment. And I feel like he's starting to realize just how disconnected he actually feels, even when he's not physically alone. So, regarding the photo that you actually posted, we're going to go and look at that. Let's go and see the photo. All right. Sweetie pie. Okay. The photos that you posted, did he notice? He did. I feel like that moment triggered a swirl of thoughts and also feelings. I feel like he felt a mix of curiosity, but also jealousy, but also longing. I feel like part of him wants to know if you've moved on, while another part kind of misses being part of that energy, of that joy. I feel like the effortlessness that you bring, seeing you smiling and glowing and surrounded by people who value you, is kind of highlighting what he is missing out on. Now, his thoughts and feelings yesterday and today. I feel like he's been somewhat quiet, but not disconnected. He's been watching you from, I'm going to say, a little bit of the sidelines, so the shadows. Energetically, and maybe even a little bit online, I feel like his heart is conflicted. There's a sense that his love for you feels stronger than what he actually feels for her. But he hasn't yet found the strength to actually fully act upon it, and I'm not quite sure he's ever actually going to act upon it. So I feel like his feelings for her kind of fell flat, more like an obligation at this moment, more like a familiarity at this moment. So he senses that emptiness too. But yes, he's not doing all that much. He's not really doing anything to revive anything, and kind of just feel like things are a little bit sticking the way that they are, which is not really good for anybody. it's not moving on forward for you, and it's not moving on forward for him. So there's no doubt that he is, there's no doubt that he is longing for you more these days. There are phases where he wants more. And there's a kind of ache into his energy that's been growing. So he misses your presence. He misses your soul. He misses your spark. And he loves you into a way that feels deeper and feels more real, even if it scares him sometimes. So the more that you live your life and the more that you actually shine, the more he's going to feel pulled towards you, not out of jealousy, but from love and actual yearning from what you have to give, from the energy that you are giving on out at the very same time. So I'm going to say your IG posts, they do stir something into him every single time, every single time. And I know when I say that, you think to yourself then, oh, I want something to be happening within him. If he's not going to say anything, so I'll post something. But that can become a little bit it could become a little bit of a trap at the same time, if you will. So be careful of that trap because it is there. The more we know he's watching and he's looking, the more we know we're tantalizing and everything of the such, and that can become a trap. So be a little bit careful with that. Other than that, I'm going to say, my love, nothing has changed. His love is still there. He's still lingering around and he's still not acting. And I don't see him acting neither. So that's where the issues are actually coming from. Let me give you some love messages from Mr. Harry. And Jasmine, I'm coming over to see you, sweetie pie. Up next is, yes, Jasmine. And, oh, Jasmine, you got another version of it. I got you. All right, I still think about you more than I should. Your smile lives rent-free in my mind. Even in silence, I feel connected to you. You've left a mark onto my heart that I simply cannot erase. And I miss you in ways that I simply cannot explain. Hi, Tink. How are you doing, sweetie? How are you doing, my beautiful Tasha? It is nice to see you, my love. You're going to be up right after Jasmine, okay? I hope you're doing better today, sweetie. The other day was you so-so-ish. Yeah. I'm going to be with you in about 5 minutes, all right? It's nice to see you, my love. All right, hold on. Alrighty. Jasmine. Email. This is going to be a 1. All right. You missed this question. I missed the question previous email. Okay, hold on. And here we go. Okay, so question number 1. I feel as though Gigi's presence at the ceremony definitely did rise, or yeah, definitely did, I'm going to say, bring upon a certain attention or look or raised eyebrows, I think you can say, and a certain energy. I feel like while he may have been kind of assigned to be at the door, the truth is that it didn't really require him to be there. So he likely kind of volunteered or conveniently kind of placed himself where he could watch everything a little bit unfold, especially you. So his energy wasn't fully about duty. It was about curiosity. It was about quiet longing. And I feel like he wanted to see you like that one last time into that environment, even if it was from a distance. Question 2 with Italiano's energy. I feel like Italiano's energy is sitting quite heavy. You're not imagining the sorrow. I feel like the way that he found out about your departure kind of hit him hard. And there's that quiet sadness in him that he may not fully show, but he's processing it quite deeply. So I'm going to say his grief may come into a quiet little reflection, little moments where he looks back at your interactions, kind of wondering why it had to end into that kind of way, or why it had to end so soon. So he's likely kind of feeling the absence of your presence in a much more personal and more into an emotional way than what he actually did expect. And your question 3, the email. The email. I'm going to call it the email moment. It sounds like a title for a sitcom. Well, not the title for a sitcom, but a title of an episode into a sitcom. The email moment. I feel like that was a little bit textbook, if you will, romantic movie energy. He didn't just ask for formality. His energy was a little bit flustered, excited, a little bit nervous. Like somebody who didn't want to necessarily pass that moment without giving himself a small chance, whether or not he acts onto it or not romantically. I feel like the intention had very romantic undertones, but you know what? You did move him, and that was his gentle attempt, if you will, to keep the threads somewhat alive. Now, Gigi's thoughts through this summer. What are going to be Gigi's thoughts through this summer? Tasha, you are on up next, my love. I won't necessarily say the closing time, Lilith and Juanson, but it shall be approaching. I'll let you know when I'm with Juanson. I feel like Gigi, once he actually realizes that you're not just on to a break, but you're truly gone, I feel like things are going to unravel kind of slowly. I feel like he might start with confusion, assumptions that maybe you'll be back. But once the truth kind of lands, it's going to sting. It will. So he's going to feel the loss energetically before he actually processes it mentally. So you can expect moments of, yes, reflection, yes, regret, and even I'm going to say wondering if he misread your importance. So I feel like the reality of your departure may bring out emotions that he kind of buried or even a little bit ignored, and it may haunt him a little bit more than he'll actually ever say out loud. Romantic energy for July. I feel like July can be promising. It can be forward moving. But I feel for it to be promising and forward moving, you have to open up your energy. I know that you like things that are organic. So you got to organically go towards people. Coffee shops, parks, walks, places where you can meet people, all right? Organically go on out and meet people, but be completely open towards it, sweetie pie. I feel like there could be 1 or 2 people that you could be somewhat interested in, but I don't necessarily see a relationship happening at that moment. And I do still feel like you do have some healing to do. So maybe the healing is a little bit kind of hindering also you letting down your barriers to let new people on in. That could be part of it too. And finally, into your last question with Italiano on the tattoos. Did we actually notice? I will say we noticed, especially the one that was in Italian. It did catch his eye into a way that I'm going to say a little bit intrigued, a little bit touched. I feel like he wondered what it meant, and it made him feel a deeper connection. A little bit like if there's more to you than the eye meets, if you will. And I feel like it stirred something very sentimental within him. So I'm going to say the combination of the language, the meaning, and the presence, it all left this beautiful impression. And I feel like he's really intrigued. I feel like he loved it. Yes. Natasha, I'm coming to see you, sweetie pie. Okay, hold on. I'm coming to see you, sweetie. Alrighty. All right. Alrighty. Here we go. All right. So, here we go. All right. Buonanotte, my beautiful love. Buonanotte, sweetie pie. Okay, let's do this. And Tasha. Alrighty. Here we go. Alrighty, here we go. Is S bothered that you don't pay him much attention at work? You feel like maybe he lost interest. All right, let's go see. I kind of feel like S lost a little bit of interest because S thought that you were involved with somebody else, or that you were showing interest towards somebody else. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. So he's bothered by a few things. Who are you giving energy towards, Tasha? Who are you giving energy towards? Because from what I can see over here, it's almost like if S feels that you have put boundaries up. It's like if he feels that you have put some boundaries up and you're not as acceptable, but not as approachable. You're not as approachable as you used to be. And that seems to be creating some issues. Getting also over here our Two of Wands. Now our Two of Wands is about looking towards the future. Now, if your boundaries, or if you showed a little bit more interest and you kind of maybe hid maybe that you're interested into other people, and I'm not saying that you're showing that you're interested into other people, but I feel like there's a little bit of a talk around, and I feel like people think that you could be interested into other people, and I feel like he's feeling this, and that's what's creating the issue. So I feel like if we can open up that vibe, honestly, the Two of Wands is very promising. We're wanting to look towards the future. And our Ten of Cups is beautiful happiness together. So would S actually like to give you what you ultimately want? Absolutely. But at this moment, S kind of feels like you're different. There is something different about you where you're not as the word I'm trying to look for is accessible. Yeah, accessible. You're not as approachable as you usually are, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Does that make any sense? Let me know. I'm waiting to see your answer. I don't know if the chat is frozen or not. Are you here, sweetie? I'm waiting another moment to see if you're here, because I swear you're here. And if you're not here, we're going to have to leave you a timestamp. Yeah. Aha! There you go. Yeah. You don't trust, to be honest. You feel like he joins gossip with other coworkers about you, right? Okay. So you did pull a wall up, because he does feel the wall up, my love. He feels like your wall's all the way up and that you're no longer accessible. put a wall up. Hold on. Hold on. We're going to go and see a little bit more what we got, okay? Does he gossip about you with other coworkers? Let me go and see. I'm getting the Fool. No, my love. I don't feel as though he does. I'm getting over here, I'm getting the Fool, the Wheel of Fortune. No, sweetie, I do not feel as though he is doing that. I'm going to say no, sweetie. So does he gossip about you with other coworkers? I don't feel as though he does. I don't feel as though he does. Honestly, no. No, he doesn't gossip about you in any kind of shape, form, or way with anybody else. Is the camera frozen? I no longer see a light. I think the camera is frozen. I'm going to unfreeze the camera, okay? No, I know. It's frozen. Hold on, guys. It is entirely frozen. Just 1 second. I'm going to fix it. Hold on, my loves. I am doing this. I'm doing that. Okay, should be good now. You guys can see me? Yeah. Because that guy truly likes... You're going to try to let this go because any guy that truly likes someone wouldn't keep it to themselves. No, 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 no. I don't believe so, my beautiful love. I don't. I have to disagree, Sweetie Pie. I feel like you can like somebody. Some people love people, love people. They care about people, and they never say it. Some people love in silence for a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. It is not because you do not profess it and you do not say it that you do not feel it. Absolutely not, Sweetie Pie. There's a lot of silent people out there who love and who are too afraid to open on up because of different reasons, and this seems to be one of them. I'm not going to say he's head over heels. I'm going to say he's interested. He would like to move on forward. He would like to explore, but it seems to be a little bit complicated because of boundaries, because probably of the workplace altogether. But there's no doubt about it. Look, we have the Chariot, we have the Lovers, which is a certain choice that we need to make moving on forward about our Queen of Cups. He does truly like you, sweetie. He truly does. But that being said, if you're not feeling comfortable with it for X or Y reason, then that's something else. And that's okay if you decide that you don't want to follow on through. Or if you change your mind and you do want to leave him a little bit of a chance. But I feel like you guys really do need to talk, because he kind of has the feelings that you have changed and that maybe you've been looking elsewhere, and by looking elsewhere, he kind of feels like he's not important. You don't want to be with him. So there's a lot of things that are kind of separating you guys at this moment instead of bringing you guys together. And I feel like you guys want to be together and not separated. That's where the major issue is coming from, Sweetie Pie. Thank you, Lila. Thank you, Sweetie Pie. All right. My beautiful Tasha, please let me know if you have any other questions and I will answer you. You say his friends at work, who's a female, does not like you. So you feel like he listens to her about whatever she says about you. But again, my beautiful love, those are all things that you think and that you feel. It doesn't mean that it's true, and it doesn't mean that, again, this goes into the communication, what you feel is right and what you feel is not right. It's hearsay, very speculation, sweetie, a lot of speculation, my love. There is nothing better than you actually talking with him. His friend at work could be a little bit of a problem. She could be. But, yeah, does not like you, right? So you feel like he listens. She could be coming into a little bit of a way of into the barriers because she doesn't necessarily, she could be coming into the way because she doesn't necessarily, how to say, that she doesn't necessarily like you. But is she actually going to create any problems? You can see her here kind of battling a little bit, but would she actually be able to do something? If you stood your ground and moved on forward within your energy, and he did, no, she couldn't change a darn thing. Yeah. I'm going to go into PayPal, and I'm going to come and see you once in just a second, sweetie. All right. Juanson, hold on. I'm coming, Juanson. Just a second. I just have to make sure everything is okay into PayPal before coming to see you. Here you go. I'm logging myself in. And voila. All right. That is good. That is good. That is good. So, Juanson, it's entirely up to you, sweetie pie. Here we go. Let me go into my email, and it is your turn. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. And here's Juanson. Alrighty. We can declare that we're closed for tonight, my sweetie pies. After our beautiful Tink. I'm going to come back and see you, sweetie, right away. Juanson, you're going to be on up next. Yeah, no, we can. Yes, we are, Juanson, sweetie pie. Does his friend have any effect onto the way that he sees you? I don't feel as though. I don't feel from what I saw. But let me go and see. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Now I know that that's a little blue monster, I think, with a cushion, right, Juanson? I don't know. I think you guys told me that at some point. So, does his friend have any effect onto the way that he actually sees you? From what I can see is a little bit what I saw earlier. The Empress in reverse is saying that we could be creating some barriers, not blockages, barriers. Now, within these barriers, the Three of Cups is coming on in to stipulate that we still do have our own independence. We still have our mind, our wants, our desires, and we're moving on forward with them. If we move on forward to the Three of Pentacles, no. So what I'm going to say is, yes, she does have some type of influence, but it doesn't mean that he's listening. It doesn't mean that, it's not that he's not listening. It doesn't mean that he's taking what she's saying and putting it into practice. So what you're wondering is she blocking this union? No. He's still going to continue doing what he's doing because he's his own one person. He's going to follow on through with his wants and his desires in his life. Yeah, she could say some things along the way. Yeah, she could not always be into agreement. But quite frankly, if everything actually aligns and he feels like it's strong and positive, she's not going to be able to stop a thing. Not one single thing. Alrighty. Do you have any other questions? Does that make any sense, sweetie? Juanza, I'm going to come and see into the meanwhile, okay? Mm-hmm. All right. My dear beautiful Tink, if you desire it and if you put the energy towards it, there's going to be some doors that will open. At this moment, you're just thinking a little bit negatively. He's a little bit thinking negatively. You mix that along with the friend who doesn't like you all that much. Everything is going kind of, how do you say, I don't know how you say it. Everything is going into a not good direction. But if you're able to realign this, he will realign himself and you will still have a possibility, sweetie. Because this person truly, genuinely is interested in you, my love. Definitely, sweetie. All right, so hold on just a second. I'm going to come and see you, my dear Juanson. Juanson. Tasha, I'm wishing you a lovely evening, sweetie. All is good, my sweetie pie. All right, hold on. And Juanson, you're next. Let's go like this. Yes, I did have a good day. I did. Work was slow, a little bit boring. It was crowded, but at least the red vests weren't bothering you or crawling around your station. It sounds like they're ants crawling around my station. It wasn't too bad. It was okay today, but still kind of boring. And you did get it a little bit early. Only 6 hours of work. That's not bad. Yeah, that's pretty darn good. Yeah, your sweetie pie was not there, right? So how is your sweetie pie doing today? Today, I feel like your sweetie pie is doing fairly good, sweetie. I'm going to say that she's okay. I'm going to say that she's trying to do as much as she possibly can, but I feel as though she is well surrounded. I feel like she has friends. I feel like she has family. I feel like she does kind of keep a little bit her barriers up, but quite frankly, I feel like everything is where it should be, my love. I feel like it's okay. All right. So what does she want to say to you? I feel as though basically I feel as though she wants you to know that she misses you, that she thinks about you, and that she often wonders what's going to be happening within your connection. Just 1 second. She's been thinking about you more and more. She's been wanting more from you, but she's been feeling kind of lonely. Again, keep getting all these hidden feelings that are within her soul, sweetie. Work-wise, you're going to have a little bit of time off this week. Things are going to be fairly slow. Be careful for sneaky people around you. There could be some type of a gathering also. I don't know. Do you guys do like any summer type, like summer beginning vacations, parties or hot dog parties or I don't know, ice cream parties, whatever. Do you guys do anything of the such? Because I kind of feel like Spacehead wants to do something of the sort. Yeah. Let me know. All right. So I feel as though basically what she truly wants to say altogether over here is that she wants to have somewhat of a beginning with you but doesn't know how to do it. She's wondering if you'll do it or if she'll do it. In either case, in either way, she is hoping to be able to be with you as soon as she possibly can. Let's go towards and angel message. And then we're going to go with the oracle message. Your angels are wrapping you in divine light, reminding you that you are never alone, even into the moments of doubt. Trust that everything happening now is guiding you towards a brighter and beautiful future. An oracle message. A new chapter is unfolding, one guided by quiet inner strength and divine timing. What feels uncertain now is simply part of the reshaping of your destiny. So stay open and stay grounded and allow your heart to lead the way forward. Let's go and see what the Book of Tarot has to say. And here we go. Let me know when you are ready. Ten of Cups reversed. The answer for now is no. Focus on inner peace for now. Why not? All right. And love messages. No matter the distance, my heart always knows its way back to you. You're the soft place my soul lands when the world feels like it's too heavy. You make me believe in magic just by being you. Even on our quiet days, I hear you loud and clear into my heart. It makes sense for once. It often doesn't make sense. That being said, my beautiful loves, we shall end this live for tonight. I am wishing much love out to everybody. Sweet dreams, and we shall see each other tomorrow. Same place, same time. Good night, my loves.